Assalamu alaikum. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing our follow and avoid project, which is a sample project in Proteus software. So, first of all, we will see the functions of these pins so we can understand how the connections are made and which pins are connected to what pins. So, let's quickly remove these connections. And to understand, we will just place some power terminals or any generator. Let's put this DC generator on. Okay, look, this is the sonar trigger pin, this is the echo pin, and this will be the servo motor pin. So the ultrasonic sensor has two main pins, which is the trigger and echo pins, which are these two pins connected to input 9 and input output 8 pin, and the servo motor pin is connected to the input 10 pin. The servo motor is used to actually move the ultrasonic sensor left, middle, and right so that it can detect the obstacles and avoid them. So we will also do the same procedure on this part. Let's quickly remove this. Okay, so this is the input 1, input 2, and enable A. These pins are the pins of a motor driver. Uh, the L298 motor driver has four input pins, which are input 1, input 2, input 3, and input 4. Input 3 and 4 would be on the right hand side. Let's actually confirm that. The input 4, and this will be the enable B pin. So actually the enable A and enable B pins are used in the motor driver to control the speed, and these are actually PWM pins which are connected to the PWM ports of an Arduino or any controller that we are using. And these three pins are wait a second, these three pins would be the IR sensor pins. Okay, let's just remove them because we are not going to be using them. Okay, this is the central ultrasonic sensor, this would be the left ultrasonic sensor, this would be the right ultrasonic sensor. Okay, so now that we have understood the functions of these pins, we will actually go and see its code and review it. Okay, first we have defined the pins, which we can see that for the right hand side motor we have defined two input pins and one enable pin. For the left hand motor we have again defined two input pins and one enable pin. And for the ultrasonic, for the IR sensor, we have this code is just for a line follower without an obstacle avoider. So we have defined the IR sensor pins 11, 12, and 22. The serial begin 9600 is actually the bandwidth value of 9600. We have declared the pin modes. We declared the right hand side motor pins, the left hand side motor pins, and the ultrasonic sensors as input output respectively. The motor pins will actually give output from our Arduino to the motor. So that's why they're declared as an output pin, while the IR sensor will give input to the Arduino so that it can move accordingly. It can actually, we can say that, so it can control the motors according to the inputs. So that's why the IR sensor are declared as inputs. So now we have conditions for how our line follower robot will move. So first condition is that if the middle sensor is high, left sensor is not high, and right sensor is also not high, or middle sensor is high, left sensor is high, and right sensor is high, our robot will move forward. It is very easy to understand. Similarly, else if condition is left sensor is high and middle sensor is not high. So our robot will do a sharp left turn because only our left sensor will be high. Uh, Similar to the above, if our right sensor is high and middle sensor is not high, our robot will perform a sharp right turn. Again, an else if condition is used in which if middle sensor is high and left sensor is also high, our left our motors will move left. And if our middle sensor is low and right sensor is also low and left sensor is also low, so our robot will move right. Actually, we should also add the condition in the motor's left condition, which should be uh, and digital right sensor equal low. Um, and if all and any of this condition is not able to be performed, so we will just give a signal to a robot to just stop, and it will stop. And these are the functions which are defined for these are the functions which we called above, and these are the specific conditions under which they work. So they're basically just controlling the motors, setting them high and low according to the way we want them to move. For example, if we want them to move right, if we want them to stop, our pins, two pins are high, one is low, two are high, one is low. Input pins, for example, our enable pin is for both motor drivers, for both motors left and right would be low, and other input pins would be high, so our motors will stop. Similarly, for forward, our enable pins would be high for both. Our one input pin will be low for both. So in this way, I'll follow a turtle robot will work and perform its functions.